Thank you for meeting with me today. I'm excited to go over a social media marketing outline and strategy for Columbia Sportswear. And you can see my tagline for this whole presentation, and this is really my main focus for the presentation, is no excuses, just explore. That's what we want to kind of hit throughout this presentation. So first I want to talk about Columbia's current social media platform and kind of do a little audit for them. So currently they work with just about every platform, but their four main platforms are Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Those are their main platforms. And the good thing with Columbia is they have all those different platforms, but they embrace the different styles for those platforms. They know that they have different audiences. They know that each platform has a different style, and they represent that very well through they represent their brand well through those different platforms. Now, as far as competition is concerned, they have competitors such as North Face, Cotopaxi, Patagonia. These are also outdoor adventure brands that they compete against, and they all have different feelings. They all have different vibes as far as their social media presences are concerned. Now, for their target audience, Columbia has a very broad audience. They reach just about everybody out there, right? I would say they reach between the ages of 15 and 65, but for the sake of just being more specific and having a more specific audience, I put in this presentation that they really target 25 to 45. That's where the bulk of their audience really lives in. Now, I'd say that they don't target males or females. They target everybody. They want everyone to be able to enjoy their products. And so their target audience, they're 25 to 45. They're males and females, but they love to be outside. That's the name of the game as far as this brand is concerned. They're meant to be outside, and the people that like their audience or like their brand, they like to be outside as well. Now, going along with that, the people that follow this, that like this brand, their target audience, they want a brand that is lasting. They want a coat, they want a jacket, something that they can put in their closet, use it for 20 years, and it still looks good and it still works good. And that's a good thing with Columbia, is that's something they can really expect from this brand. They also want something that's functional. They want something that's comfortable. They want to be able to go biking. They want to go hiking. They want to go snowboarding. And they want a brand that's going to be comfortable and functional. It's going to work for what they're doing. Okay. And then as far as their messaging and voice, their brand voice, they are authentic. They really focus on having authentic adventure experiences. They showcase that with their brand and their platforms, their social media. And really what they want, it's meant to be inspiring. Their brand is meant to inspire others. And that's why they use authentic stories. It's because they want people to see real people doing real things, and they want to be inspired to do the same. Now, I have a couple taglines, things that I'm just kind of workshopping, things that I think are really interesting, and they really represent the brand well. And so those are here. I'll put those in the chat so that you guys can see that and work on those. They're just things that I really like. One of them is the tagline, no excuses, just explore. These are things that I really think they showcase the brand. You hear no excuses, just explore, and you know that that's Columbia. You know that that's who Columbia is. You know that's who the target audience is. And so that's why I think these are just really great taglines that I really enjoy. Now, as far as a visual guide, they work with a lot of colors, but the main colors that I think that Columbia really uses and that you'll see a lot, at least in their brands, their products, but also their posting, is shades of green, blues, and grays, whites, blacks, grays, something like that. You'll see a lot of that in their posts and then their clothing. They are really good. The colors that they use, they represent, is meant to really mirror the outdoors. And that's why they post a lot of outdoorsy content, because they want people to see their brand in action. Like this picture here, they want people to see that and say, oh, wow, I can do that with my Columbia gear. That's what they want people to see. That's what they post. That's their vibe. They want outdoor landscapes in their posts. Everything you'll see is out in nature, right? Now, going along that, they want to see they post, or their visual guide is showing real people doing real things. That's important to Columbia because it's important to their audience, and they know that it's important to their audience. They don't post cartoons. They don't post animated content. They post real things people in life. And it's meant to be touching. It's meant to be nostalgic. It's meant to be real. It's supposed to be a story. It's supposed to tell a story. And people, the audience, really they connect with that. Now, I do have a couple recommendations that I think Columbia can do. I think that the main thing for Columbia, because they are very active on all platforms, I think they need to know their audience. They need to know the audience for each platform. They need to know that each platform has a different audience, and then they need to be able to reflect that by posting for those people, posting content for the people that are on those platforms. And I think that that's going to lead to a lot more engagement. If you post for the people that are going to see it, the people that are going to see it are going to engage with it, right? And then with that, I think that the most important thing is telling stories. Columbia is a storytelling brand. People, they love Columbia because their parents have it, because they've maybe had it for a long time, and their kids are going to have it, right? This is a storytelling brand that they have. They have memories. It's attached to memories as well. And so with that, there are some key performance indicators, some KPIs that I think you could see an increase in as you follow these guidelines. I think that engagement, you could see an increase of social media engagement by upwards of 20% over the course of 3 to 6 months. I think that's a realistic goal that you could see through following these guidelines. Another thing is a 5% increase in web traffic through social media platforms. So just those are some things you can look forward to as you follow these guidelines. Now let's talk about a specific strategy, a specific campaign that we could go into. I've talked a lot about no excuses, just explore. That's going to be the first tagline for our first campaign strategy. That's going to be the tagline. What we want to showcase is real things, real people doing real things, because we want to inspire people to say, hey, you know what? I've really been talking about biking. I'm going to go do it. Or, oh man, I got a paddle board for Christmas. Let's go outside and actually do something about that. Let's go do something. So the point of this is to inspire people to go out and do something, right? That aligns really perfectly with Columbia. That's why this works. This is going to work because Columbia is meant to inspire. And so they're already doing what they're meant to do, and people follow because they want to be inspired. And so having that tagline and having those clips, having those visuals is really going to push people to do those things and really get out and do something. So as far as I think we have some influencers, because we're going to be on social media, we're working with social media. So I think working with social media influencers is really going to boost engagement and visual, people seeing the content and people seeing the brand. And so I have a list of influencer types, people, specific influencers that I have. I'm not going to go specifically deep into who those people are, but I will share that as well in the comments. But I have macro influencers, and outdoor adventure photographers, people who post outdoors. These are people that I want to represent the brand online. And that's going to be on Reels and TikToks. It's going to be on photos, and it's also going to be long form videos and blogs. So these people are going to really help the brand, I think, a lot. Here, this is a link to a specific example of a user-generated video. I'm not going to show that to you guys now, but I will put that as well in the description so you can see that. Next, this is an example of a content calendar, a content creation calendar. I feel that having this calendar, it makes it a lot easier to focus on what you're doing. It's going to make it easier to execute your plan, and it's a plan in all of its own. So there's 5 pillars here you can see on the side. These are the 5 pillars that I kind of came up with Columbia, things that I think Columbia really represents, things like real people doing real things, educating people on real things, community engagement, showing people that Columbia cares about their community, and I think there's a couple other things in there that I think really makes people think about Columbia. Now, these are just kind of what I see for each platform going forward. I know that there's a lot of platforms, but I kind of went with the main 4, which is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And so we'll start with Instagram. Instagram, I think the best thing you can do is post short form clips. And I think also posting on your story. Stories is where people engage the most on Instagram. And so making sure that you're always on that people are seeing your content on stories is really going to help with engagement. Now, next I want to talk about TikTok. I think having user-generated content is really going to be big for TikTok. I think people are going to see that and people are going to trust that. I think also having challenges like hashtags or just video challenges, that's going to really create a lot of engagement as well. Now with YouTube I think is a really great opportunity to post long videos that people can really learn a lot. They're going to learn a lot about the company. They're going to see a lot about the company. through those long form videos. Now with Facebook, that's where we're going to really engage with community. We're going to showcase community and we're going to engage with community. And we're going to do that through photos, videos, and long form blog posting, something people can read that they can really be inspired with. Now, why should you listen to me? Why does this work? Well, I think that as you follow this, as you know your audience, you're going to see a lot of engagement. Those key performance indicators that we talked about, you're really going to see a boost in those numbers, which is really exciting. I think you're going to reach a lot of people. People are going to trust you more. People are going to trust this brand. And I think that you're going to see that. And really, the last and most important thing is that people are going to be inspired. That's the whole point of this brand. The whole point of this company is to inspire people to go outside and do something outside. Do something they love outside. That's the whole point. And so I think as you follow these guidelines, you will see that growth. That's all I had for you guys. I really appreciate you for listening to this presentation. And I hope that you can learn something about this. And I hope Columbia can really learn something about this.